Hi, okay, so today what we're going to do is take a quick look at running a Ennova via Python script and how to switch between running it with the Ennova GUI active and then running it in batch mode. And I'm going to use the example Python script that comes with Ennova. So in this case we have Ennova 1.11, our new release, and you'll see there's a directory there called Ennova_py. In Ennova_py, you'll find this little example here, complete with a README file for more details. The first step is that we're going to take this directory, Ennova_py, and just copy it somewhere outside the program files directory. I'm just going to do it in my C drive here. The reason for that is that if you try to run inside your program files directory, you run into a lot of permissions issues. So the first step, if we take a look at Ennova.py, I'm not going to get into too much Python today. I'm going to assume you either know that or that's something that you have to cover with a different video. But the basic way Ennova works is it has this Python script, which is the interface, Ennova34.py. So if we take a look at what that file is, this essentially is a mirror of all the commands like create octree mesh, create volume mesh, create surface mesh. So this, if you're looking for the command in the GUI that you want, you can search for this for the exact command that you need and the syntax. In this case, we're going to use the mesh box.py file, and we're going to run this little Python script both with the GUI and with the graphics turned off. So if I open it up, the first thing we need to do, we can take a quick look at it. You can see that some of the commands should be vaguely familiar to you, like app.open file, and here we have our box.htl. It's going to make groups from surface name, one group of file, the normal settings that we see in Ennova. Then we have some global properties that we set, and you'll see things like the refinement number, the min size, the max size. So it should be relatively straightforward to follow. When we come to actually do the work, here's the shrink wrap, the octree shrink wrap command, the remesher. When you hit the remesh button on the GUI, it's just .remesh. Then we have some inflating some prisms, the volume mesh, and finally exporting the whole mesh.object out to a reds file, and then closing down. If we come down to the bottom here, how do we actually run the script? We have some example runs down the bottom here. The first thing we need to do, because we've moved this file from the program files, is we need to set the path where you have Ennova installed. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go to C, Program Files 1.1. This is where the command is going to be the Ennova.bat file, so I'm just going to copy this as text. Come back to my little thing, and this is a Python script, so it has a quote there, and we have to end it with Ennova.bat in there. So that tells us where we have Ennova installed. In this case, we're going to run the batch first. So you can see here, we're going to spawn the Ennova instance with the batch and batch close. And the bottom part of this file is if you want to run it with the GUI open. So I'm just going to comment these 3 lines off for the time being. Well, 4 lines, this one, and the GUI closed down here. So I've just commented this bottom bit out of the GUI, and we've left the batch. So the first one we're going to run is if you want no graphics, and I'll save that. And now we can come up to our command window, cd Ennova.py, and here's the directory we copied across, and here's that mesh box py that we just typed. So to launch it, I'm just going to use Python, and this is all set up for Python 3. So if you have Python 2 installed, you'll need to upgrade to Python 3 if you want to run this example. And then meshbox.py, and hit return. And you can see we have no Ennova window popped up. It ran through our script. and we can see it created our reds file here, box.py. So I will delete that so we can tell the next time it runs whether it's run. And now we can look at our notepad of mesh.py, come back to this place, and now in this case I'm going to comment out the batch part of it. And the batch close. And now I'm going to run this with the GUI close. And you can see the syntax is the same. The really only difference is that we're changing this argument here, GUI, but just so that you've got that as a clear example. We did that, so I'll save that. Now when we go to run it, we can see what happens. Oh, sorry, that's the... I have to do it 4 times. There we go. Python meshbox.py. And now we see the Ennova GUI come up, and we can see the arc tree mesh, the remesh, and then the export and the close. And once again, we have the box.py. So there's a quick little overview on how to use the meshbox.py example. And we'll look more into Python next time. Thank you.